I know it's coach talk, but I told the guys after we got back from Utah State that I wanted to treat San Jose like the Golden State Warriors. And that's only something a coach would say. But I wanted a level of play to go up. I wanted us to play super hard, put everything into this game. I didn't want to take an opponent lightly. When Cal beat Washington, that helped build my story that a team in the Pac-12 that hadn't won a game beat the first-place team. And so you just, as a coach, all you're trying to do is get your team ready to play every game. You know, and so whatever that is, motivation-wise, you try to do it. So I thought we came out ready to play. Maybe defensively, we worked hard on pressure, and I didn't think our pressure was that good the first 2 or 3 minutes. I was up screaming. I was out of the coaching box. They put a piece of tape down, told me don't go any further than this. So I stayed in my coaching box, but I thought we played hard. Rebounding was like the first game, though. You know, rebounding was the #1 key to the game because we got beat at Utah State by 14 boards, and then you look up at halftime again, and San Jose has 9 offensive rebounds. That's what they had at their place. So I think they're the 3rd best offensive rebounding team in the conference. So we knew it was going to be a chore, but we were down a couple rebounds at the half. We ended up only out-rebounding them by 2, but we out-rebounded them. We know they're a team that gives you a lot of threes, and so you have to shoot them. You have to shoot them in. I thought Jordan shot him in early. Jeremy made a couple. He got off the snide. You know, he was struggling putting the ball, and he got a couple threes, got a couple shots to go in. And then Devin heated up in the second half, and so we made a lot of three-point shots. That's what San Jose wants you to do. If you're missing, they have a chance, but we made enough to expand the lead, and then Nathan was great around the glass. You know, when they went small, he really punished them for that on the offensive glass. He got a lot of putbacks. He got a lot of offensive rebounds to start the second half, so I thought Nathan was really good. As far as sharing the ball, I think we had 32 baskets, and 23 of them were assisted, which is a really good number. Our turnovers were 12, which is pretty good, so the numbers were good. You know, I'm sure we'll go back and look at the tape and find some moments where we weren't that great. You know, I told the kids at the end, you know, I didn't like the way they were playing the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, running down, casting the ball up. I said, I told them I'm not going to overreact to that. We all know what that looks like. We're all bright players. I'm not going to throw the clipboard. I want to play the right way, all the way. So, you know, we got back to sharing the ball a little bit down the stretch and excited to finish the home slate against Fresno and send our seniors off. You know, Jeremy Hemsley, Michael Sohikish, and Devin Watson, you know, with the kind of finish they deserve. You know, with a big crowd in here to honor those seniors that have meant so much to the program. And I'm excited for that opportunity to send them off in a game that's going to determine who's the 3rd seed in the conference. No matter what happens in our last game, the winner of the Fresno game is going to be the 3rd seed in the conference tournament, and the loser is going to be the 4th seed. So, you know, I want to win the game because we haven't lost a conference home game in a long time. But the 3rd or 4th seed, you know, who knows how the conference is even going to shake out down the stretch between Nevada and Utah State. You know, Nevada's got a, you know, obviously tough game at Air Force and then us to finish. So there are no easy games in basketball. So the only one we're worried about is us. We have Fresno on Wednesday.
What, you know, your assist numbers had been steadily falling even when you were winning. What did you sort of diagnose as the problem, and what did you do tonight that corrected that?
You know, I think our starts in the UNLV and Utah State game, we're going like 3 for 15 and 3 for 14 at the start of those games, and we're getting stops, but then we're running the break and we're taking quick, bad shots. You know, whether we're pressing it to the basket through contact or we're pulling up and shooting jump shots. Like I told the guys, when those go in, man, everything's flowing. It's great, but when you miss them, then it's bad basketball. So it's such a fine line. So I told them I don't want to take away their swagger and their ability to play. I said, I don't know what that play is. You know, I can't say don't ever do this, but you have to do a better job of making better decisions when you're on the break. What's a good shot? What's the time to pull it back, count numbers, and become a better, smarter basketball player? I think if you tell them they have to pass it every time, then all of a sudden they're turning down layups. So they know what good basketball is, and I leave it to them to make a lot of good decisions, which I thought they made better decisions today.
Is that easier to fix after a loss? Because even though it was happening before, you were still winning those games. You had won 5 straight, but then you lose one, and maybe they're a little bit more focused on what you're telling them.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we could have made a step forward against UNLV after that game because the start was so awful. You know, both teams couldn't make a shot. So both teams were running up and down the floor, casting the ball up. So I just thought against Utah State that we'd have a better opportunity to maybe drive around them. I thought we were better off the bounce. I thought UNLV was maybe a little bit better athletically. We could get around Utah State, but we didn't. We couldn't. They kept a body in front of a body. And so a lot of our offensive woes were on account of Utah State's really good defense.
How important is it for Jeremy to be healthy here down the stretch?
Really important. I mean, they said you know, if I needed him, I could have put him in the end, but his knee was starting to tighten up a little bit, you know, last 7 minutes of the game. I don't think he played the last 7 or 8 minutes. So, you know, I didn't want to put him back in. We'll rest him. We have a day off tomorrow, and we'll rest him whatever we have to rest him so he's healthy against Fresno and then Nevada. And we were shorthanded today. I mean, in the first half, they started running us because we're used to having Seiko and Agwook in there, but Seiko had a bad headache. He couldn't play, and Agwook had like flu-like symptoms for 2 days. Like, it started yesterday, but it wasn't real severe. So I thought up until game time he might be able to play, but he just couldn't play. So I think we looked tired. We were trying to run up and down, and we were running on offense, but we didn't want to run back on defense. So I told him you got to run both ways. So we looked tired, but I thought we caught our second win in the second half and didn't give up quite as many transition baskets.
What was the decision to have Joel and Nathan at the same floor at the same time? Because they're usually not on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, well, not having a Gwook, you know, pushed us up with Joel. He had to play some of those minutes, you know. So if we had, we were going to play maybe Nolan and Nathan together at times and let Nolan be the foreman, or if we had them both out, let Joel have some of those minutes. So we gave him some minutes, and I think he saw what Joel is. You know, he's first one on the floor for a loose ball. He wants to be so good. He plays so hard. So sometimes just playing hard is enough. You know, I think he was on the floor twice for loose balls, caused tie-ups, diving for the ball, and sometimes you just want it so bad, and he wants it bad. So he's going to be a good player, and you know, patience is a hard thing for a young kid. But he hadn't played in 7 games, so he got out there today, and I think he was excited to have the opportunity.
That's 2 games in a row where Jordan seems to provide a 3-point spark off the bench. How do you think he's adjusted to that role?
I don't know how we won all those games without him. He's shooting the ball like crazy. So it's great having him back. He's such a threat from 3. And we found him, you know. Their choice was to sag off on drives, sag off on post touches, and to our credit, we didn't force the shot. We kicked it out to the open shooters and moved it. So they were all assisted baskets, step-in threes, and those are the best ones to take. So I like the way we shared the ball out of the post.
You guys obviously aspire to winning the conference, and you know, to be in a game like was in Logan tonight is the type of game that you guys want to be in. You're not in it. You're playing the last place team. How, you know, are you pleased with the level of focus that you had? Because obviously, you know, you don't want to be in this situation.
Yeah, well, I don't think, I mean, I didn't say it publicly, but I told the team going to Utah State, we want to win the conference. If we beat Utah State, we're a game back to them. Nevada gets beat. We got Nevada still on our schedule. We can win the conference. So up until the Utah State game, our goal was to still win the regular season. And I didn't put that out publicly because it would have taken a perfect storm to do it. But we were somewhat in control of our fate, being we played Utah State and Nevada, the 2 teams in front of us. Granted, it was on the road. So up until we lost to Utah State, we were, in the back of our minds, harboring thoughts of maybe we could find a way to sneak up and steal a piece of the title. And that didn't happen. So now we're trying to play for 3rd and the highest seeding we can get.
I mean, you didn't seem to have a letdown even after that. I mean, are you happy with that?
No, I told him after the Utah State game, we know we didn't play great, but I didn't want him to lose the swagger that we developed over a 5-game win streak, 7 out of 8. I didn't want to come in there and beat them down because we lost a game. I want them confident. You know, this time of the year, confidence is important as anything. You have to believe you're going to win games. So I don't want them in there thinking we played horrible, we're backsliding. You know, we played a very good team. Obviously, tonight they beat Nevada at home in a tough environment. And so, I mean, we're the only team to beat them over the last 13 games, Utah State. So, you know, we're playing pretty good. And I think on a neutral floor, we'll play with any of those teams.
Are you happy to get Michael a good amount of playing time and see him score a couple baskets, knowing that, you know, you might not, or maybe you will use him against Fresno State, but there might not be an opportunity against Fresno State?
I might start him against Fresno State. I haven't decided yet. He's pretty good. Michael's a good player. So I don't want to tip it off to Justin. I don't want him, you know, getting a scouting report for Michael Sohikish, but he might be surprised. I might have Michael in there. I haven't decided yet.
What can you say about the team, or 5 guys, double figures?
Yeah, balanced scoring. I like that. Like sharing the ball, you know. Nathan, we went to him a little bit. You know, we got a lot on the glass, but we threw it inside a couple times to him, and he was effective. You know, we played the right way offensively. You know, like I said, that at the 7-minute or 6-minute mark, I thought we ran down and took some awful shots on the break. And I told him that. So I'm not going to throw my clipboard over it, but you know the right way to play, and that's not the right way to play. So.
Looked like you almost threw your clipboard on that timeout in the first half.
Yeah, maybe that timeout I did.
You in a while.
Yeah. Well, you know, I just trying to get him to pressure the ball more. Like I said, we told him the game plan, and I didn't feel like we were picking up full court, and we weren't into the the game the way I wanted at the very start. So I got a little animated at the start. And like I said, I don't know if it had an effect or not. I know it wore me out. I don't know if they got the message or not, but I was tired.